easygoing. No one wants a spouse who is harsh, argumentative, who's difficult to deal with, someone who's a narcissist. Imagine coming home after a long day, or imagine having your spouse come home after a long day, and instead of peace, now immediately you met with constant resistance, there's stubbornness, there's rigidness, there's tension, now there's arguments, there's fighting, there's vulgarity. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. That the Prophet ﷺ, it was because of his gentle nature that he attracted people to him. So we are learning this. The reason I asked that we all want our spouse to be like this. So if you want our spouse to be like this, then let us now make the intention that we are going to become like this, because we are the ones who are learning the shama'il, and we are learning the shama'il to reform ourselves, to enhance our own character, to become better people. So we are going to become now more soft, more gentle. We are going to become more flexible. You know, the one narration that I really love, Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak rahmallah quoted, that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-mu'minuna hayyinuna layyinuna kal-jamal al-unfi alladhi inqada wa idha uniqa ala sakhratin istanakha." That all the Muslims, that the quality of Muslims is that they are hayyinun, so that they are humble. Muslims are humble. And then layyinun, so here describing the Prophet ﷺ with this word alyan. The quality of every Muslim is that he is layyin, that he is so gentle and so soft. Kal jamal al unfi, like a very subservient camel. That, you know, a subservient camel, so it's described here that with a pierced nose, that if you want to, that a camel can be there, you go and you hold the reins and want to pull it, it will immediately walk with you. And then you put it to sit down, it will immediately sit down. If you want it to kneel, it kneels. You want it to move, wherever you want to pull it towards, it pulls towards. So that is how the Muslims are. So from this narration we learn that this is the nature of all true Muslims, that they are gentle, they are lenient, they are easygoing. So if you all are like this here, isn't it? Who of you is not easygoing? So I'm sure none of you is very hard, or very rigid, very stubborn. You all, inshallah, are easygoing, humble. So you accommodate another person's viewpoint, you are willing to compromise. This is how we should be. So Ali radiallahu anhu is describing the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam here in the superlative form, isn't he? He's using the word alyan. So every Muslim is layyin, but from all the people in this world who possess softness, and from every soul in the entire universe that embodies gentleness, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the most soft. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the most gentle. He is softer than the softest. He is more gentle than the most gentle. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's demeanor embodied calmness, kindness, gentleness, softness, patience, forbearance, and it was just so easy to be with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was an embodiment of mercy walking on the earth. He was a light that softened the hardest of hearts. There was absolutely no harshness in the soul of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There was only warmth, whether it was verbally or physically, whether it was in words or in action. He never raised his voice, he never raised his hand, he hurt no soul, he harmed no human or no animal. His voice never wounded, it only soothed. When he spoke, his words were like a gentle breeze on a very weary soul. So he was never heavy, not burdensome at all, always comforting words from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This exceptional quality made the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam approachable. That is saying, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. That how did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam become so approachable and beloved to every person? It was because of the soft nature of his. It endeared him to his companions and even to strangers, his friends, and even his enemies praised him. So the elderly and the young all fell in love with him. Children ran to him. The weak sought refuge in his kindness. Even the harshest of men, those whose hearts were like stone, they found themselves melting in his Mubarak presence. So he never turned away the needy. He never scolded or taunted the ignorant. He never repelled those who wronged him. His hands wiped the tears of the distress. His embrace gave strength to the broken. His patience knew no bounds. His forbearance was deeper than the ocean. The more others wronged him, the more he forgave. The more others hurt him, the more he made dua for them. So the Prophet ﷺ did not rule with force, nor did he even try to instill fear in others. He won a heart through love, and he conquered souls with compassion. He was not just kind, he was an embodiment of kindness itself. He was not only merciful, he was mercy personified. He was not merely a leader, he was a beacon of guidance and compassion for all. لَانَتْ لَهُ الدُّنْيَا بِطِيبِ كَلَامِهِ وَتَبَسُّمُهُ نُورٌ يُزِيلُ الظُّلَمَا يُدْنِي الضَّعِيفَ بِلِينِ قَلْبٍ رَاحِمٍ وَيَمْسَحُ دَمْعَ الْمُبْتَلَى إِذْ أَلِمَا فَأَقَلْ وَرَاحِلْ مَنْ وَفِي اللُّطْفِ ارْتَقَى وَفِي الْوَفَاءِ تَفَرَّدَ وَتَقَدَّمَا كالشمس يهدي نورها كل الدنيا وبذكره تحيا القلوب وتغنما. The Prophet ﷺ was a prophet of ease, he was a prophet of love, he was a prophet of soft words and even softer hands. ﷺ. He exemplified the highest degree of lean and hilm, and that demonstrated his patience, the tender nature that soothed the heart and bridged differences. In his interactions, he was never ever harsh or rigid, but he displayed unparalleled compassion and understanding, and that made him the most lenient and accommodating of all people. يغضب فداه أمي والأب ذو هيبة ورفق